Welcome all. Happy April Fool's Day, Royals. Hopefully nobody got y'all today. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you're ready for the weekend already because I am. I'll have our co-host introduce herself, and tonight's topic is going to be on bitter baby mamas and bitter baby daddies. And we have a couple of stories to share. FYI, before we get started, nobody has shared their story. This ain't nobody's story. If the hit dog hollers, that's your business. Okay? Twin?
Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone.
The
April Fool's Day. I don't think, like they said, April Fool's Day this year can't nothing be worse than what we all were already going through. So it was no need for no joke because we living in a joke right now.
I'm
Our
gonna have
reality is
to,
a joke.
I'm gonna have to concur because at this point I see no lies because it's just not space for that this year.
uh-uh.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. It's really not. So let's get started. Hopefully, everybody is having a good week. Thank you all for who joined. Thank you for all of my subscribers. I just got new subscribers, like a little influx. So thank you to everybody who subscribed. And I hope you enjoy the show. Make sure that you leave a comment. So let's start with the Black history for this month. It is a young man named Quill. So let's go over his accolades. He's 23. He was 23 in 2020. That's when this article was written, I believe. The youngest photographer to shoot a Vanity Fair cover. He made waves in 2017 for his Glitter Boy photo series, Unpacking Black Masculinity, and went on to shoot celebs like Spike Lee, Young and May, and Chloe X Haley before photographing Billie Eilish for Vanity Fair's March issue. Isn't that amazing? And really quickly, a couple of his accolades is that, or part of his vision actually is to be able to um, distinguish and between what masculinity is. Um, he pictures families, queerness, race, and beauty. His work dances between lines. The fantastic and realistic, resulting in disruptive images that feel like pure imagination, while simultaneously grounding us and referencing to our current culture climate. Let me tell you why I like that. And then for anybody that wants to read his further accolades, here they are. I thought it was cool that it included California. Just going to throw that out there. But I think it's awesome because here's the thing. I was watching Young, Rich, and African.
African.
Okay, I was watching that, and I watched on there how all of the men, if they want to wear pink, they will wear pink. If they want to wear glitter, they will wear glitter. They
Mm-hmm.
literally just get to dress and express themselves however they want, be it gay or straight.
Mm-hmm.
And only one is actually gay, but they are all able to express themselves however they want to. And we've really limited what men can do here. I will say, unfortunately, men, I really believe it's from men that not being able to wear pink or being able to do certain things. I don't really think we did that because I will tell you that if we probably had our first choice as women, it would be for y'all to stop wearing them tight ass pants just below your ass where you can't even walk and it look like you about to pass out with your stick legs.
I think they look a lot. I think nowadays, though, more men are wearing pinks and
Playing with
pastels,
color.
all that colors.
Hmm.
They're getting more into that now, so it's not as bad as it used to be when they be like, "I'm not wearing that," because some dudes actually really look nice in those colors. So,
Hmm. They look very nice in color. And
mm-hmm.
if worn the right way, I really don't see anything wrong with it. On Easter, why would you want to wear dark colors? You should wear pastel and play with color. And for melanin people specifically, not that it doesn't on anybody else, but I just admire it on our melanin skin. It just really makes certain colors
It
pop
really
to me.
do. I never thought that when I was growing up, and my
Hmm.
mom used to always tell me that bright colors and stuff because I wouldn't wear orange, yellow,
Me
no
either.
colors like that. And my mom would always be like, "Those are the colors that look best on your skin because you dark. It really brings out the color." And I'm like, "No, I'm too dark for that." It took me to be an adult to start wearing colors like that. And when I see it on other people too, that's dark. I'll be like, "Okay, now I see what my mom meant. Like it really does look pretty on dark skin people. But like my son, I put him in all colors. Like it's not like, oh, he ain't wearing this because it's a boy. Like now I won't just have him on pink and stuff all the time. But if
Right.
it's Easter and stuff, he has on pastel colors. Like it's ways boys can wear that now. You don't have
I
to
agree.
be just in brown and black.
I agree. I agree. I think it gives them I think it's nice. I think that it allows them to express themselves as well because I'm pretty sure when they put on those colors they think as well, I actually like this color on me. And I think that they should be able to do it unapologetically. I think that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things I don't agree with, but it's not me. I really think that if you don't ask me my opinion on those things, I'm not going to give it to you because you didn't ask me. And the only person that your opinion should matter to is your person. That's the only person you should be trying, and you yourself. But other than that, I mean, people are going to talk no matter what. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking no matter what, hot topic number one. So all of these people been on Lizzo about losing weight and how she must be on Ozempic or she must have had surgery or she must have did this, she must have did that. Here's the reality. I saw somebody post a comment and their comment back was, so if everybody supposedly cares and talks about fat people so much, is your health, your health, your health, then no matter what she did, as long as it was healthy, why do you care?
Right.
And I was like,
It's like she damn if she do, she damn if she don't. Y'all talked about her being fat. Now she losing weight. Y'all still talking about her. Like,
but the reality is, for most plus size people, you don't notice it until you notice it because she's been working out for over a year. She's been vegan, I believe. I know it's vegan or vegetarian, but I believe vegan. She's been doing those steps and been working out, and she's a performer. At what point is it okay for you? And then here was the caveat. Shanti actually came out and said, I've been her personal trainer for X amount of time. She lost the weight. The shit blew up. It blew up completely. Every woman in the comments was like, I did Shanti back in the day for 2 days and lost 800 pounds. You,
he
when you
wasn't no
lose it,
joke. They had put something up. I can't remember what platform it was on, and it was like if you could choose one personal fitness whatever, who would you pick? And he was on there. I can't remember who all was on there, but I remember everybody was like, he wasn't no joke. And then when they was putting, he was that insanity workout. I said, oh
insanity,
yeah, I
hair
remember
top
doing it.
abs,
I remember that because I
all
remember
of
I
that.
had
I
insanity.
got all of them.
I felt like I was gonna throw up. Like
Oh yeah, I couldn't do insanity. I thought I was going to pass out. But hip
I,
hop ass, that was my lick. And the thing is, he's so good at what he does that
mm-hmm.
if your body has the opportunity to change, with the exception of loose skin, that's something that I have. And it's really nothing you could do about that but get surgery.
Get
But
surgery. Yeah.
yeah, if your body is one that can properly transform, he could damn near transform anybody because what he does, it actually works on each muscle. And the crazy thing is, while you're doing it, you like, either this was too easy because hip hop abs is fun. So while you're doing it, you like, it's no way I'm really working out like that. Then you get in the shower and get out and you sit down and you be like, oh shit. Like, I didn't know I had that muscle in my stomach. Or you go to put your hair in a ponytail, you like, why are my shoulders screaming like this? But it really works out for you. So I'm just saying. Now all of a
That
sudden,
she lost weight. I just hate that social media is like that. Like that's why I'm like, if now this is the time she should be cussing people out, because I would be like, dang, like what? I just can't do nothing then.
mm-mm, you just can't win for losing. And I really don't get it. You, it's crazy. So, anywho, my journal will be out on Saturday. It is going live on Saturday, and I have it here. It is completely proofed and done. And it is for the plus size girlies. And it is to make sure that you give yourself affirmations and you appreciate yourself where you are, because something like what happened with Lizzo, that is how it happens for us plus size girls. If you're 300 pounds and you lose 50, 50 is an amazing number, but nobody will notice it at 50. So people are still going to be calling you fat. And you need to be able to navigate that. It's not, I don't celebrate being fat. I am fat. I do not celebrate being fat. I celebrate being healthy. I celebrate mental health. when you have
Mhm.
something that is different. You need to love who you are every day, and you need to work on being your best version of you. If you are somebody that wakes up and you love every rose, cellulite, whatever it is, that's your business. Own it and love it. But I do, at the top of everything, think that all of us need to be healthy. You can be small and not be healthy. But for us plus
Mhm.
size girls, this book is completely dedicated to you. Why don't I show y'all one page? I think I'll show you one page because it's also a coloring book. And I've searched the internet. There are no others like this. I'm just saying. So the pictures are super cute, and it's a
That is
coloring
cute.
book, and they are all plus size girls. Um, and plus size, y'all know plus size is size 12 now.
Is it?
I don't ever in my life want to be a size 12. That does not work for me. People already telling me you need to not lose no more weight. So again, do what you need to do that's best for you. And the book, every coloring page is filled with the affirmation. I wrote them all, and I wrote them all talking to myself each time that I wrote them. And I have a letter for you in the front and a letter on the back. And I hope you enjoy it. It goes on sale on Amazon on Saturday.
That's
So
good.
thank you. Thank you. I am so proud of myself for not being a
Yeah, that
scaredy
is.
cat.
That's a big accomplishment.
Thank
That's
you.
really
Thank
big.
you. Thank you. And I created all the images. Just want to put that out there. So let's see. The next topic is going to be on this little boy was so cute to me. Let me show you. This is our safety moment for the day. Let's watch.
If someone comes up to you and asks, "Hey, little boy, you want to get in my car, have some candy and a puppy," what do you say?
No, thank you. And my papa's gonna come over and he's gonna say, "I'm gonna whip your candy ass."
Yes, he is, buddy.
That's cute.
That's so cute. And it reminded me of something that I saw um, a couple of weeks ago. A lady was doing a podcast, and she was saying that she has trained her kids that if somebody comes up and approaches them, not to scream or anything like that. She told them to start cussing or start saying, she said, everything I've ever told you not to say, start saying that, or say mom. Because if you're in a crowd and a kid just starts screaming or crying, you're less likely to turn around because it more likely happens, right? You don't turn around until it gets on your nerves. It's too late by then because we're so used to kids acting out right now. But a kid who cusses, I don't care where
You
you are.
looking like
You turn around like, who is that? And where is your mama? Or if you call mom, more women are likely to turn around. More of the crowd is likely to pay attention to those things and obviously to fight back. So I thought that was a really good
hmm
tip. It was a really good tip because I was like, I didn't think about that. But that is true because we all do it. If you in a store and a kid cuss, you turn, I mean, your head turn without your body and you turn around paying attention. So that's a really good one. I thought that I would share. In the space of baby daddies and baby mamas, y'all, it's a 26-year-old breaking the internet. This is my thing. You came on the internet and started your platform, and your tag is I'm 26 with 6 kids. What do you think people are going to say to you? Amazing job. That's awesome. Have more. Oh, and you're pregnant. So you want to get upset when people say things like you should stop having children, that's irresponsible, and those type of things. But if your niece was 26 with 6 kids, what would you tell your niece?
she needs to stop. Like I'm pretty sure you don't got a job where you really could take care of them financially. That's not fair to them.
She don't have a job at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not fair to the kids. You need to stop. Those be the people they need to stop from getting pregnant. Hell.
In real life. And with the economy that we're in right now, now granted, she would have known this before then. But with the economy that we have now, I heard it announced that the Trump administration is going to do a cutoff of Section 8 and certain resources unless disability is involved at 40. If you are 40 and below, which is interesting because that lines up with age discrimination. Age discrimination is 40 and above. It aligns with that, which I thought was weird. But they are going to be cutting people off of government assistance. And I don't disagree. I don't, because there are people that are on it, and every year that they've been on it, they've had an additional kid.
But I don't even be understanding how they could live off of it. Like,
because they don't have desires like you and I. Like they're okay with a roof over your head. They're okay with being able to pay the lights and things like that, because their rent is covered. Because
oh
it,
yeah, because it's Section 8. Okay.
yeah, so
That,
they're fine. But my thing is, what car are you buying for those children? When they become of a certain age and you cannot have boys in the room with girls, which by the way, according to social workers, is the top reason why things happen in the home, is because you have boys and girls in the same room and they do not belong in rooms. And if you are reported and they are in rooms, like they come to do a wellness check or something like that, and boys and girls are in rooms, you'll be in trouble for that. You can't
well,
have.
only if they on Section 8 or just in general.
Oh, in general. Yeah, in general.
I don't agree with that, because if that's the case, y'all need to make homes affordable so people can buy homes that with 3, 4, and 5 rooms. I don't agree with that. Everybody can't
Or
afford it.
people need to stop having the kids that they can't
Well,
afford.
poor people need to quit doing that, but it's people that's not poor that can't afford a 4 or 5 bedroom house. They
I
have
don't think they
multiple
should
kids.
either then. Oh, it's just not for poor people, it's for everybody. Because we don't agree with Nick Cannon having that many kids. It's several reasons why
No, but
people shouldn't have
I
that many
still
kids.
feel like, okay, even if you got a husband and wife that's working and stuff, I don't feel like if they had, everybody can't afford. My thing is, everybody can't afford houses like that now. I
Then
just don't
don't have
agree
the
with that.
kids.
I don't agree with that. I don't
Well,
think
I
that you
do,
should be
because I
limited
don't
on.
think it's not about the government. It's about the kids. I don't want to share a room at 13 with my 13-year-old brother. It's about the kids. It's not about what we want as adults. I want to have 5 kids. Clearly, I don't have 5, but that was
No, but
always my heart's
I
desire.
that, but I'm still saying everybody can't afford houses that like a 5 bedroom houses, so kids
You don't
won't
need
be
a 5-bedroom house. I said the boys and the girls cannot mix together.
I still just don't agree with it. I don't, some stuff I agree with, but that I don't.
So you agree that rich people should be able to do things that poor people can't do?
No, I just said I don't agree with that. It's certain stuff that that I believe that rich people get away with a lot of shit they shouldn't be able to. But it's just because they have money, they get away with it. No, but that I just don't. I don't know. I just
Why?
that one. I just don't. I just feel like I said, some people cannot afford a bigger house. So
Then
because I
why
can't
would you
afford
have
a
another
bigger
kid?
house, but just because sometimes it's not planned. Just say if you're a husband and wife, most married people are not on birth controls or nothing like that, but maybe they do the method of pull out method or something like that, and it's
Mhm.
not planned for them to have kids, but they
Mhm.
still can take care of their kids. Their kids don't want for anything, but they just might have to share a room or something. I don't feel like
Share
they
a room.
should.
You're not listening. A boy and a girl cannot share a room. 2 13-year-old kids that are a boy and a girl cannot share a room. All the girls could be in one room and all the boys can be in another. You could do that.
I just feel like if the kids is taken care of, it don't matter.
That's not taking care of them. Because I just told you that's the number one reason that social workers get calls out.
I
You want
know,
to know
but I'm
what it
just saying,
actually
I
was?
feel
That that boy and that girl is actually messing with each other. It's sick, but that's the number one reason.
and
So it's not about
just
you.
I still just don't
Just
agree
like
with
the
it. People
parents
be in
having a
separate.
car, you in the driver's seat and you in the front seat. You don't give a fuck about the kids in the back because you're not in the back. But as the kid, it's not about us.
It's
It's
kids
it's
that be in separate rooms and they still get essayed. I don't. It's just me. That's my opinion. I don't agree with it. It's kids. I know a lot of people that brothers and sisters wasn't in the same room and got SA. A lot. So I don't
But you're
agree.
supposed to do your part to prevent it. That's you can't control what happens after. You can only control what you did to prevent it. That's all you
Yeah,
can
that's all
control.
you can do. But I'm saying that's not necessarily going to prevent it. I just don't agree with it. I just don't.
So that is the top reason why you cannot have that many kids if you cannot afford to properly house them. Now you could put 18 bunk beds in one room, but I know somebody that grew up and they were the only girl. So it was 6 boys and 1 girl. All the boys shared one room, and then the girl got her own room. All the boys now as adults do not like the sister. They can't stand her, and she's a spoiled fucking brat. It's things that happen that are out. They're inside of your control, and I just don't think it's fair. So I don't know. I know when I was 13 and I shared a room with my sister who's 4 years younger, it was get her out of my room.
I
And
was
my
about to
mom,
say I want to share a
but
room
my mom
with
moved
my
her
own
out of
sister.
my room, and my mom shared a room with her because my mom had that kid. I didn't have that kid. That's why I got my own room.
Oh no, me and Shatia, we had to share when we was younger, and it was like 5 of us in one room, 4 girls
Mhm.
and 1 boy. But
Woo.
once my auntie moved out, that's why I said I just don't agree with that. And none of us did want for nothing. It wasn't no nothing going on. But once my auntie moved out, then me and Shatia was able to have our own rooms as teenagers. We was able to. But I don't know. I guess to each his own. Like in this economy, then people only be able to have 2 kids because you wouldn't be able to
It's
afford it.
scary. It's very scary. I won't say that this world is set up in our favor, but since it's set
No.
up like this, you
They
got to
should make
make choices.
they should make it to where people, and then I don't know. I just
But then where's the cap? If that's how you do it, where's the cap?
well, I feel like no. I agree with some of it, like how
Hmm.
they gonna stop the people if they don't have disabilities with being on Section 8 and all that, because a
Right.
lot of them do have just keep having kids and then they kids be on Section 8. Like it's a generational thing. I do
Right.
agree that they should be cut off because y'all just abusing the system. But if it actually is somebody that needs the help and they have multiple kids, some people really want to have a lot of kids, and I don't think that they should not be able to have kids because of that.
Oh no. So for your first example, like let's just say I have 5 kids right now, and I worked all this time and something happened and you have to go on public assistance. When they place you, they're going to place you appropriately. They give you a voucher for the right amount of rooms for the right amount of kids.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they do that. I
That's
thought
why
you
I'm like,
find your
how do
own.
you
I
not?
thought you could find
Yeah.
your own place. But still,
No, you
even
find
in
your
the
own
case,
place. But what I'm saying, you know that they give you an amount based on your family size. So when you first, and then let's just say, okay, let's just say you have 2 boys and you on it, and then later on you have a girl. They're going to change your voucher once you have that girl and she becomes of age. Once she's, I believe, 5 or 6, something like that. Because to that point, they feel like the daughter could stay with the
the
mom.
parent.
Because remember,
Mhm.
uh-huh. But then after that, they give you a bigger voucher so that you can get a room for the girl, and then the boys have their room. So they do adjust it. That's why they do adjust it on that. Um, but in your regular life,
But I'm just saying, what about the people that they can't afford assistance? Just think, it's a very thin line. If you make over $20,000, you
uh
can get assistance, and that's not even a lot of money. So for those people,
20,000.
I think it's something like that. Like you cannot. It's
Okay,
not a lot. Like where the cap is, it's like come on now. Like how can you?
it's still from way back in the day. They haven't updated it, huh?
Yeah, like it's like y'all expect people to even be able to live off of this. I feel like it's not even right for 5 kids. Like I'm just for now. Back in the days, all of us was sleeping in rooms, act like that. But nowadays, I don't think that that would even be fair for 5 boys to be in one room. Like, I don't think that that's fair. But in the economy that we're living in, if you have a mom and dad that's working that can't get assistance or Section 8 to help them out with vouchers, Like, what do you do? Like, I just feel like, I know back in the days I wanted a lot of kids, but I probably would not have had a lot of kids if I couldn't afford it. But some people don't think like that, and I don't think that they should be penalized for that. Now, this girl that's 26 with 6 kids, they need to tie her tubes, like, ma'am, or get an IUD, something to where she can't have no more kids for about 10 years. They need to do something. Like, she should not be able to have no kids. She
But
should not be
therefore,
able to
that
have.
should be the same thing for the husband and wife that's working. If
No,
me
that's
and wife
not
sat
fair.
here and had all of these kids, we're
I
being
just think it's not fair. That's
irresponsible.
and wife. I do not think that's fair. If they're not on assistance, if they not asking the government for assistance, I feel
But
like
if
they
we
should
can't
be.
afford it, then we shouldn't do it.
I'm just saying, if they can't afford, just say like now, if you had a certain amount of kids,
Mhm.
can't nobody really, even if you had a 3-bedroom house and you had the husband and wife in one room, and like you said, you had one girl, she supposed to get her own room, and you have 5 boys, 4 boys, and they got to be. I don't think that that's fair. Like, I still can afford a room. I think if they're around the same age, like if they little and it's a boy and a girl, I feel like they should still be able to be
You
in the room.
can.
But and then when they get older, maybe you'll be able to afford a house,
You
or if
can.
you can add on to your house or something. But I just think
You
that
can
it's.
do it that way. You can do it that way. Just by a certain once puberty hits, you have to move them out of the same room. But when they're smaller, you can.
I don't
Yeah, when
know.
they're
They
smaller,
it's
you can.
well, they need to make housing affordable for everybody. They need to make housing affordable for everybody, not just giving vouchers to people on Section 8. Y'all need to make housing affordable for everybody.
But how
Housing
would
is
you
not
do that?
affordable no more.
Consider the other family we looked at that had what was that, 19 kids or something like that? How do you make it affordable for everybody? That's a huge blanket statement. How do you do that?
Well, they need to. Shit, they giving money to all these other countries. Y'all can make it affordable. Y'all can make it affordable if they want to. If you able to give millions and billions of dollars to other countries, y'all can do it for us. They can make it affordable if they wanted to. They can help people
So
put down payments on houses to where the houses won't be that much, where you can get a custom made house for somebody
you
that got
can.
19 kids. Help them get a grant to where they would be able to get a house to help all their kids or whatever to be in rooms. The government don't
You
do enough
can.
for us.
So if you do that today and then in 5 years you need something bigger, do you know those other countries pay for that? That's in their taxes. That's why they're tax. So when a country has something like Canada, free healthcare, their taxes
Mm-hmm.
are very high. That's nothing is free. When the UK is giving all the money that I showed you that they were giving for a family of 19, Asia and Roshanda is paying for that, not them. So that means that we would be bitter as hell if we had all of our money coming out of our check and we was responsible to have enough that we could afford. But everybody else is just willy-nilly like them. Do you know how
But they
bad?
shouldn't be okay. They shouldn't be able to, like they doing now. You could be on Section 8 for a certain amount of time, but then you got to get your stuff together. Like, they should have
I
a
can
cap.
agree with that.
They should just have a cap on it. But I do feel
I can
like
agree with that.
they should be able to help. You can help a person one time. Like, everybody ain't gonna need help. But y'all should make it to where people can afford houses, not have to put 20 and 30, $40,000 down on a house.
You don't have to.
But
It's
I'm
really
some
tough.
people but some
You want
people
to talk
do.
about that on the next show? Because if you don't know, then maybe other people don't know. So on the next show, we're going to talk about and I'll see if I could get my friend that's a realtor to come and join us, because there's a lot of programs out right now specifically because people is hard stopping. They're not really buying anything. But there are a lot of programs. There's programs that come from your city. There's programs that come from the state. It's programs from HUD. It's programs from I forgot that other program. I can't think of the name of it, you guys, but on the next show, we'll talk about that. That way people will know that there are options, but options are not going to evolve with your bad choices. We can't
Right.
have everything that we want. If you cannot afford 5 kids, you can't have 5 kids. That's just the reality. I don't know. I don't understand how a desire is greater in your heart to have 5 and have 4 you may look at and they turn out upset because they were
Yeah, well,
raised in poverty.
is she a single parent, or is she with a?
They sure do. They sure do. They sure can. They sure can. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, baby. What'd you say?
I said, is she with the father, the kid's father, or is she a single parent?
So on one of the recent videos, they said that the baby she's pregnant with now, that the man is there. But
But he
on
not
some of
the other kids.
yeah. And then I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he's not. So let me show you her real quick. My back. Cheese and rice. Here we go.
Have you paid your bills yet? Don't worry about it.
That
Have you paid your bills yet? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Go get your Chris Brown ticket first. That's what you go do. Then you go pay your bills. You gotta make a concert. You gotta make this tour. Go get your Chris Brown. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going Chris Brown ticket, then I pay them bills. They ain't gonna cut it off. It ain't gonna be that long before I pay it. I'm gonna go get this ticket first. I gotta go get my ticket first. Cause everybody gotta go to this tour. I'm trying to tell you, Chris Brown finna show out. Everybody, don't pay your bills yet. No, I'm just playing.
That was for you, Rose. I did that
Right.
to
That's
make
why I
you
started
laugh because you
laughing.
just checked me. I was like, look, how much the tickets? Because tell me before this auto pay go through for this rent. Because
Right. That's what I
don't
was
play.
like. I ain't paid no rent or nothing. And I'm talking about I gotta get my Chris Brown tickets. And I was for real about that. I was sick to my stomach when I seen how high them tickets was. I was like, I don't even care. I'll put that shit on Afterpay. Like I'm going
Baby,
to I am going
we
to Chris
gotta
Brown.
go. So that baby laugh. So quick laugh in between y'all because talking about kids and family planning, it could get very passionate because I truly believe that we should all have the desires of our heart. But I believe what you are supposed to have, God will equip you to have. And anything outside of God's plan is how we keep effing up. And we all do it too much and it's become too normal. But the same way we have our stories to tell now about different things that upset us as children, despite how amazing our parents did with what they had, let's change the narrative. Let's stop making it what people are saying, like in her comments. Well, all the kids look happy. Well, yeah, because they're toddlers now. Wait until they need something and they're not going to be happy. I just don't want enough minimum to be good enough for us anymore. I just don't want that. So here we go.
This is prime example number one why y'all need to stop calling baby mamas bitter just because they don't want any and everybody around a child. A mother just lost her 3-year-old because her baby daddy's girlfriend took her up off this earth. A 3-year-old baby. He had to go to work, so he let his girlfriend watch the 3-year-old. Apparently, him and the girlfriend been dating off and on for the better part of 1.5 years. Mind you, the mother of his child didn't even know he had a girlfriend. She's just now finding out about the girlfriend after the girl then took her baby off this earth. Mind you, a week prior, the girlfriend was just on a 72-hour mental hold. So yeah, he goes to work, leaves the little girl in her care. He comes home to her standing in the kitchen surrounded by knives and blood everywhere. Goes in the room to check on his child and she wrote all over the walls of the apartment, everybody who played me is cursed. They say she took the little girl off the earth because she was trying to get revenge back at her boyfriend, the baby daddy. She wrote these things on the wall with the little girl's blood. This coming a week or so after she was just on a 72-hour mental hold, and you let her watch her child, and the baby mother, the mother of the child, is just now finding out that you even had a girlfriend, never mentioned a word, never been introduced, nothing, and the girlfriend and took her child up off this earth. I'm trying to figure out how the girlfriend even made it out the apartment alive. I'm trying to figure out how she was able to even be taken into custody because, baby, what? You tell me as a father.
So I played that because we just said this girl had kids by different fathers. Y'all, it's about the kids. Think all things kids. If one of the dads come and pick up one of those kids, you are now dealing with different people and whoever they're dealing with. I don't agree with anybody watching somebody's child and you haven't met the parent.
I always say that.
I don't agree with that.
I always say that. I said, I don't care if my child is going to be around this person. Not saying I'm being bitter or nothing, but I need to meet her
That's
first.
not
Like, I
bitter.
need to meet that person first. My child is not about to be around nobody, and I haven't met her. It don't got shit to do with me being no bitter baby mama. I need to meet that person first. It would have been no way. And then if something like
You
that
need to have their
happens,
number and everything. They need
yeah,
to
like
have
I
your
need to
number.
meet
They're
that
gonna
person.
have your child. I don't think it's it. Ironically, I've only dated one person that did not have children. Everybody else had children all the way back to high school. I never had a problem with the mom or whomever. If I'm gonna be around the child and you're gonna leave the child in my care, they can have my number. They can know where to pull up. They can have all of those things because bitch, ain't no way you finna keep my kid without me having all of that. That's impossible. It ain't no, well, I'm dealing with him. I ain't dealing with you. As long as you touch my seed, you dealing with us. It's a package. So to have all of these kids with different parents, shit like this, like,
I
no.
always say that. I was like, I would have to be the person that my child's father was with. I would have to, or he can't be around. And let me find out that you do have somebody around him and I don't know, it's gonna be a problem.
It
So
should
he
be.
needs to be in jail too. Because I didn't even know that you had a girlfriend watching. I didn't even know you had a girlfriend, and then you had somebody I didn't know watching my child. I
And that
wonder, did
goes for I'm
he
just gonna
know
run to
that
the store. That goes for everything.
anything?
Like
I won't trust nobody watching them for
it
10
only
minutes.
takes that much time for
Yeah. I
anything.
wonder, did he know that she was
Was
on the
just on
70?
the 72.
Yeah, I wonder, did he know that?
I don't know, Ro. I didn't see nothing about that. I
Yeah,
didn't. That's
that's
a
a
good
major part of
point. Yeah.
the puzzle. Like, did he know and he still let the girlfriend do that? Because even if that was the case, I would be like, no, he needs to go to jail too. Because I gotta
By
know
the
that.
time the police got,
Look, I'm like, I gotta know.
I just, in my brain, and you could never tell somebody how to react. I will never take that from nobody. He could have froze. He could have only been in there holding his child, and calling 911 and never left back out of that room. So that's how she got out. An array of things
Oh,
can
so she
happen.
left the apartment.
Well, what I mean is got out without getting nothing happening to her. Like
Oh,
when the
okay.
police came, you know what I'm saying? But I believe I would be that parent, like the dad that walked in while his child was getting touched and just went ape shit crazy, and that person did not make it out of that house. I don't, I don't understand her. Listen, lady, listen. It's people that is so mean in this world. Men do not pay attention enough for me.
No,
They
they
don't.
don't.
That's why that is the first thing that made me fall in love with my husband, is that he is super protective over his children. And I took no fault to that because I'm super protective over those that are with me. You just don't pose to trust a girl because she love you. Just because she love you don't mean she love your kid. And a lot
At
of times
all.
these ladies be jealous of
At all.
you having a kid with somebody else, and they don't. Mm. This is why I personally feel so strongly about people not just having all these kids and with different people, because that's too much to manage, too many opportunities. It's just too much for me. So I don't agree. But mm, I'll tell you. Okay, so ooh, let's see. Next one.
I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. Of course, when we first met, I put on this mask and made you believe that I was the man of your dreams. But soon as you had my baby, I took that mask off and became the worst of your dreams. You ain't see that coming. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. Of course, I'm gonna gaslight the fuck out you when you call me out for my narcissistic behavior because deep down, I don't love myself. And because I don't love myself, I'm gonna make sure you don't love yourself. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. Of course, I'm gonna tell everyone that you're the narcissist because I have to protect my image. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. Of course, you're the reason why I don't take care of my kids. I can't hold myself accountable. I'm a narcissist. We can't hold ourselves accountable. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. Of course, doing the bare minimum is just fine to me. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. I can't never do no wrong, but you can. I'm a narcissistic baby daddy. I'm gonna ruin your life.
And that go for the kids too, because people in the comments saying, "Oh, you just what do they call it? Like kissing women's butt or whatever." Do y'all ever think with y'all brain?
No.
Maybe he could be saying these things because he had a narcissistic father, and he's saying those things because those are things that he heard.
Yeah, and
Y'all
when he
ever think about that? We was kids
exactly.
once. Do y'all know that? That is so weird to me. Those things are all true. To me, if all the she keep me from my kids, we'll go to court. That's
And
a
they
solution.
always say that like you know you can go to court to get visitation rights and get 50-50 custody of your children and everything. Like, but y'all expect somebody to feel sorry for you and play that little ass motherfucking violin. Go to court.
If you truly wanted to, you would.
But they
It's
don't be
noth-
caring.
I don't think that they do. Well, I know you couldn't possibly, because if you did, you would go to court so that you could see your child. Um, the trying to beat the baby mama down. I don't understand that.
I don't
Some of
understand
them,
that either. I just feel like women have to be more you that's why women are more aggressive nowadays because
hmm,
women have went through so much stuff. You got to go toe to toe with them. Like, okay, you gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this too. Like, I'm not about to let you push me over or think that you can push over me.
I think so. I'm going to go back to what I said to begin with. We were all kids once. So the just think about the actions now. We don't see as many in certain environments younger people having kids, desiring to get married or moving too fast because they saw us. We made decisions based on being latchkey kids and saying, I don't want to have a lot of kids. I don't want to be that strong. I don't want to deal with a baby daddy like my dad. I don't want those things. Um, on the flip side, I find it very interesting that the men in our age group, they love a lot of women. They are either traumatized by seeing their mothers go through so much, or they're expecting the same from other women to do so much. So they didn't lose as much
Right.
as we lost in that generation. The generation prior, um, I think men and women lost equally because the men were very controlling because they had the power, and women,
And they
um,
could.
yeah, and they could, and then women were stuck, so they were kind of like in bondage, so they suffered a lot as well. But
I talk about that all the time. That's the only reason why women stay with men because they didn't have a choice. Like the men were the breadwinners and they were to stay at home to take care of the kids. So even if you found out that your husband, because most of the time, 95% of the time back in the days, they was married. If you found out that your husband had even a whole nother family, you still stayed because you
you
couldn't go
had
nowhere.
to. You couldn't buy a house on your own.
Yeah.
You couldn't have a bank account. You couldn't do any of those things. So wouldn't and oh, she's stupid for staying and things like that. Yes, there are women that figured out other things, and we honor them in history because they were building, or sorry, inventing hot combs or doing
Hmm.
hair and doing all of these other things. Kudos to those amazing women. But there are a subset of women who could not get to that. They didn't have somebody to
Right.
extend olive branch. Not any of those women that accomplished something accomplished it all by themselves. And if you were in a space where nobody else did that, everybody went with the flow, you really don't know any different than what's around you. They didn't have to be able to see those other things. So we should give grace in that space. They were captive. We were not. And we lost our damn minds. So we were like, I'm not dealing with none of that shit. And it's all the way
Like
on
we
the
not,
other
and I
side.
don't think that is. I hate that women actually had to go through that back in
I
the day.
do.
I hate
We
that they
were
had
actually
to
slaves the longest.
yeah, and be miserable because you couldn't leave this man that girl. Oh
Beat
my
your
god.
butt, come in with women. give you diseases. In Africa, so many women have um, the one that starts with the H. They have it so much because their husbands go out and cheat and bring it back to them. And it's horrible. And you can't leave because you can't go back to your village because he bought you and paid a dowry. And so he owns you and you're a liability to them because you're not educated or anything like that. A woman does not hold value in some of these countries. Some of it is still happening. So yeah, it's very hard. So when I hear men talking like that, because they do, and I've heard men say things like, she won't let me, she won't let me. And I'll ask them, why don't you go to court? Um, why don't you stop trying to pop up only when you want to? Because you can't just pop up in and out of a child's life whenever you want to. A mother is responsible for protecting, and you are as well. But if you're not making good decisions, and when you leave and drop off that kid that you just came to pick up, or you didn't show up on time, or any of those things, that's the mom that has to deal with that and watch her kids suffer. Do you know that that's abuse? Do you know that my top thing that's wrong with me is abandonment? You don't let that happen to your kid. And my mom didn't. Once I told her it bothered me, it didn't. But sometimes the damage is already done or has long lasting effects, and if they can predict it, which our generation did a lot better with, like, either you stay in or you stay out. It ain't no two. That's why. So there's a why behind a lot of things. And I don't think people are being held accountable where they should. Man, if you just went and picked up your kid every other weekend, the woman got the kid all the time. She the one using her sick time, up at night when the kids sleep, miss work, take them to school, do all of these things, and you literally show up like fucking Santa Claus, and you can't be consistent with that. I wouldn't want to deal with you neither. And that's why some of y'all kids don't want to deal with you. It really don't be coming from the mama sometimes. Because you don't think the mama want that break when you actually do pop up.
Right.
She wants the break. She wants it. But it costs too much. Some of y'all are very expensive with y'all behavior. So now let's see the girl. What?
I have 6 kids because as a child, I was never loved. I'm trying to give my kids the love I never had. I needed my kids, if that makes sense. I needed them.
She didn't need 6 going on 7 children. What she needed was therapy. And I mean that in the nicest way possible because this woman has been through a lot. She got shot when she was 14, had her first kid at 15, and then we don't know what age the baby daddies were when she got pregnant. So some people are suspecting that she may have been taken advantage of or groomed. Regardless, it is not your children's responsibility to heal you from whatever trauma you went through before you made them. Their only job is to be kids. I'm just trying to figure out when enough is enough. How many kids is she gonna have until she feels like she has the family she's always wanted? And then I wonder, many people are wondering if each of those kids are getting 100% of their needs met by both parents. Because in situations like these, they typically don't. What ends up happening is that the older kids end up raising the younger ones, which is traumatizing in itself because now those kids have to sacrifice their childhood, take on a premature parental role to help out the parents because they are overwhelmed trying to physically, financially, and emotionally support such a large family. And one thing I notice about moms who clearly have limited resources but stay popping up baby C all the time is that their kids are happy and that they're clothed and fed. That may be the case now, but that's going to change as the kids age, go to school, and see that their reality is much different than their peers, which could very well cause resentment once they realize better choices could have been made on the parents' end. Some people feel like her featuring her kids in her content was not a good idea because now people know what the inside of the house looks like and how them kids live, which could put them at risk for being bullied at school. And I've heard some say that because of the resilient Jenkins family and how viral they got, there's going to be a bunch more people that have unfavorable living situations, but a bunch of kids come online to exploit that whole dynamic so that way they can get a social media check.
Are the kids living bad?
What do you mean?
Like, is her, while they saying they could see her living their living conditions and be teased at school?
Did you see the house?
I mean, I didn't see all the rooms and stuff. It didn't look nasty.
Um,
It
it was
is.
not.
Yeah, the clips that she showed there, you couldn't see. They wiping the
You
walls.
didn't see the floor? That stuff didn't just get there, Rhoda. Only reason why she's cleaning up now, you see the stuff that was on the counter, like
Yeah.
the mop thing and everything. People sent her that stuff. So when she first came out, the house looked like that, with the cabinets looking like that, with the stairs looking like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice looking. And for me, just for me, the kids are too young to be touching those products, but that's just for me. Maybe not the baby girl, but I'm a little bit different.
Yeah,
If
she could have used soap and water. She could have just used regular soap and water and had them clean it. Because I do feel like kids should be cleaning, but
Oh, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
can't really
I
tell from
do
that
agree with
clip
that.
how the house looked and like they living situation. Like you can't really tell
And
from that.
look at what she was sweeping off the floor. That just means kids running around doing
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's what I
So
was saying. Did she do that for social media? Like they just throwing papers on the floor like
I
that?
don't think so, Ro. The papers, I did think that with the papers, but the handprints and stuff, I don't know.
I see no handprints. I don't know. Maybe I need to look at the video again.
Yeah, that's what she was wiping off. It was bad handprints all over the stuff. The cabinets.
Yeah, I couldn't see finger handprints or nothing.
Okay, yeah. It was dirt and everything
How
on
many
the
rooms is in that house?
hmm?
How many rooms does she have?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know how many rooms she has. I don't, but at this age they can actually share. But I don't know how many there are in that house. But mm, I don't agree. Now women are like some men. Oh, you ate the last bag of chips, I'm out of here. In real life, they not dealing with no
We get
BS.
irritated real fast. Like it's real fast. You snoring in the bed, girl. Oof.
Anything.
The
I
way you
I
chewing,
said
like it be looking like
if I have one kid or maybe even two, and I live with somebody, because it is expensive in California, you guys, and my situation
very.
changed, I would rather move out and stay in a studio than stay with somebody that I don't
Yeah, for
can't
real.
deal with, because it's also men in the home like Peach husband used to be Peach McIntyre. She's married to him or whatever, and she makes all the money. And he used to just be laying there. She done delivered whole babies, and he ain't picked her up from the hospital, like
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff. But I'm just tired of channels and people going viral for stuff like this. This
Mm-hmm.
is why YouTube cracked down so much, because it was a lot of that type of thing going on. That's
Oh,
how Peach got started. That's why they cracked down with the kids and the content. But literally, since this girl came out, maybe a couple weeks ago, it's already 3 more damn girls. I think that these type of shows are counterproductive. Similar to, think about 16 and Pregnant. Do y'all know the teen pregnancy went up after that show because people was getting pregnant to try to go on the fucking show? It's real.
I
Look
did
at
not.
those girls. Out of
I
all
always
of those,
when I used to watch that, it would make me not want to have no kids.
it
Like
was more episodes after. So everybody remembers like Janelle, Farrah, all of them on the first one because they did subsequent shows. It was like 6 more shows after that with
that's
girls doing the
crazy.
same shit. Why? Why? And then some of those girls turned around and had another one, then another one. And what happened? This is what happened, because it made me think maybe I should get pregnant and lie. After the first season, you see him driving in a brand new Wrangler. The next season, you see him driving in a Charger. The next season, you see him going to Miami for spring break. But you didn't finish school. The show didn't require that you did anything to stay on this show other than exploit these girls and them to act a damn fool. Their parents ended up taking care of the kids. They got out of control. They had 2, 3 baby daddies. 16 and Pregnant was supposed to be to make people not want to have
Not one.
kids.
Yep.
Each one of them was able to move out, get a place. You getting all of these boys want to be with you now because you on the show and they taking advantage of you. That show was so damn counterproductive. And now it's a show like that in the UK, and it's one like that in Africa. UK is just hands down horrible. They have the worst teenage pregnancy out of the whole world. And it's horrible because if you have a baby at 14 or 15, they actually will give you a place to stay, pay all your bills, give
Oh
you,
yeah, I did see that.
yes, that stuff is not good. Baby girl, you've been pregnant since you've been 15. And people want to, oh, well, people, maybe she was SA. Stop giving people a goddamn story other than you did what you should not have done. You're ruining your life. And now instead of doing something better, picking up a book, studying, doing all of these things, don't you think before you cut that camera on, at the very least, you should have cleaned your damn house? But you didn't, because you knew by going on, people would give you things, you would go viral, you would do all of these things. I
I
needed
I
my
kind of
kids.
feel sorry for her, but I do feel like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
she did need therapy, because if she's saying that she was never loved,
Absolutely.
a lot of people do feel like their kids is that's the only person that really loves them, that gives them unconditional love, are
Yeah,
their children. So
it is true.
yeah, so I feel like she probably really did need therapy, and probably she doesn't have nobody in her family or a friend to really encourage her to do that. So I actually feel sorry for her, because it's like she
Absolutely.
almost don't know better. She don't even know better that you these children are probably making you feel better, but in the long run, like you said, look how your kids are gonna have to be. Unless you get something and it be big, like this stuff ain't gonna last always.
But if it do, that doesn't change who you are as a person. So you
No.
can't stop having kids now. So if you got more money, you would probably have more kids. And at the height of
I
it,
feel
you
like
guys,
that
for me, I always feel sorry for, not feel sorry for them. I always feel compassion for the person first, because you needed love. You needed love. One was enough for love. The rest of them you having is not for those kids. See, I don't like it when people use kids as a damn reason. It's not. It's to keep a nigga in your bed. That's what it is. That's what makes you feel love, to keep a nigga in your bed and
Well,
you
if
keep
she's
having
saying that
babies.
she never felt, if she's saying out of her mouth that she never felt love, you know that's how she feel about
No, you missing what I'm saying. Like the first one, if it was just for a kid, you can have one and get the love out of one.
it. Mhm.
The truth is, you like the attention from being pregnant. You like these, you like having a nigga in your bed. You want all of that, but you're doing it wrong, because having 87 kids, the first one gave you love. Hold on. You have people that do not bend their backs and pick up things. They will walk over things like it's a part of the floor. That's true. But if the kids put it down, you made us pick up our shit. If we drop something, you say, pick that up. So she don't have, I mean, she's
It's
pregnant.
different.
If they
No,
drop
I'm
it.
saying I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying
Oh,
with her,
sorry.
she's still feeling like, okay, the kids is doing that, but now you adding a man to the equation too, because I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure that you have multiple, not just this one baby daddy, but so you use a man as to make you feel love too, but in
Right.
return, he really don't. He's just whatever doing whatever he wants to do, and then he's gonna move on. But you still having kids with this man because of that. So that's why I'm saying she has some
I
kind of
think it's
she
like a
has a
drug for some people. I think it's like a drug. I think,
problem.
and I think it's like a vicious cycle, right? You start with none and you don't feel love, and you get with this guy who whispers sweet nothings in your ear. She was only 15. Doesn't matter if he was 15, doesn't matter if he was 30. He whispered sweet nothings in her ear, and you love that intimacy, those hugs, those kisses, because if you didn't get it and then you got it, you did like it, and you want to be a family. You want to be loved, right? Then you have the first one, you get the hype. Oh, I'm gonna have a baby. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. It don't pan out. Now you stuck and you feeling depressed. You searching for your next hit. Now you have another one. You searching for your next hit. Now you have another one. It's not the kid that is giving you this love. You're searching for it like a high. It's because
Mhm.
one would have done that trick. One would love you enough and be yours. Nope, nothing ever could. It's you're the only mother this baby is gonna have. One could
Right.
have been enough. It's the cycle of the whole thing that you're searching for, but you haven't been to therapy, so you wouldn't know that those
Mhm.
type of things happen in abandonment. I know those type of things because I studied it and I went to therapy. So you don't know.
That's why I'm saying she don't got nobody in her corner to tell her like you need to go to therapy. Like it's something going on that you're searching for that you still not finding.
You know, in the comments, so it's divided. Half of the people, and you know it's because they're projecting. What is she supposed to do? Put him back, blah, blah, blah. Then it's the other half that's saying, like you and I, damn, I feel bad for you. You got to stop this. It's not going to turn out well. Like, just stop, make the best of what you can now, move forward, do better, because it's somebody else that was in that same situation that's probably a millionaire today. So you can't ever tell somebody where they're going to be, but you're not if you don't get off this hamster wheel. You're right. It's not going to happen from social media at all because you don't have a talent. You're just on there exploiting your kids. And what if they say kids can't be on there? What is your true content? Um, I just, it's not going to be fulfilled. So those of us that are saying, dang, she needs therapy, we can see is something wrong. Though people are in the comments saying that's stupid. People don't need therapy just because they have kids. Y'all don't got to take care of them, blah, blah, blah. You're enabling this girl. Don't do that. You're hurting her. They live in a fantasy world. The dad of the first baby didn't love her, so she tries another and another.
Yep. That's why I said she's searching for something that she's still not finding. And you saying it's the kids, but if it was the kids, you would be satisfied with them. You wouldn't have to keep going on from man to man.
And at this point, a man walking in the door, these men are probably dealing with her because she's that age and she got her own place. So they could come in, they're going to be able to eat, they're going to get vagina. They're looking to take advantage of her. I don't like that because not very many people at 26 these days have their own place. So if she do, like, you get to go over there and play house, play grown up, you probably smoke weed. I don't know. I just,
No.
Where is her family?
Right.
That's not right. That's not right. It's really not. Bitter comes in all different shapes, form, and fashion. And that is a form of it as well. Because I'm sure a part of it, listen, when I'm saying this, I'm actually thinking about a person in my head. And is I don't need you no more. I got a new nigga. I got this because guess what? You the one with the kids. But that 24-year-old, when you had that baby, he back out there. He partying. He got girlfriends. They look better than you. You doing so much damage to yourself through these men because you're so young and you watching everybody else live their life plus the ninja you with. So again, you're searching for this thing for all of these reasons. All of them, because you're trying to prove all of these niggas wrong. All of the people that done said you, but you keep adding more people to prove wrong without proving them wrong. Prove them wrong by going back to school or picking up a trade or writing a fucking book or doing something that gets you to be a better person because they don't have the kids. You do. You are now a hostage under kids. Oh, babe. Oh, babe. And last one. Let's look at this one because I got this question myself.
One thing I don't get or I don't understand is how you grown ass men can just wake up every day and live life comfortably, not a care in this world, when you don't even call or check on your children as if they don't even exist. Like, how do you go to sleep at night? Like, how do you sleep well knowing that you haven't contacted your kids in a year, months? Like, how do you sleep well at night? Like, it's got to be a special place in hell for you guys.
And them be the ninjas that want to try to talk about their baby mama, but they haven't seen their kid. It's
and then to blame it on the baby mama why they ain't seen the kids.
Girl, because here's the thing. Do you know if you the father, why you don't go see the kid at lunchtime and bring him lunch at school and sit and have lunch with him? Why you don't go pick him up from school and then text her and say, I picked up my child. We're going here. And if you are really trying and she's keeping the kid away from you, you are aware that you can do those things, right? And all of that bullshit. I don't want to make her mad, but you didn't mind making her mad when you called her 3-4 bitches and did all of this other stuff. Like, please stop. Right then when she gets pregnant, he's out. Responsibility is real and he don't want real life. No, she's only 26. After 2 kids around that age?
Yeah, that's too much. Like, that's way too many kids.
They sleep very well because listen, this is what we're gonna go out with. I could tell you how wrote perfect example. The one where the kids was in the car and the two kids passed away. He talking about I was at the gym. The gym? You at the gym, but your kids sleeping in a car? Well, you know, when I talked to her last month,
Last month. That's why I was like, he made it so bad for himself. He shouldn't even did the interview.
he called himself being better than her. Delusional, narcissist. You don't even see that. How are you not checking on, if not every day? Um, but we got text and all of that now. I don't know. If you don't check on them every day, every couple days, every like during the middle of the week, hey, such and such, how's the kids doing? How they doing in school? Do you need anything? Okay, cool. I want to see them this weekend. How y'all not doing? I believe a good parent, co-parent, the one that live outside of the home, it is much harder because you got to call this, that. Okay. Just check midweek. Are they doing good in school? Do you need anything from me?
It
Is it
don't take
impaired?
that long to do a text message, even if like
It
that's no
don't.
excuse. It's no excuse. Technology is so big now. You could text, you could leave
I
voice,
think so.
you could leave emails, you could go on social media, DM them. Like it's no excuse.
I don't think so, Ro. I don't think so because how you don't want to hear how their day was. I call my god kids and ask them, "How was your day? What you do today?" I talked to Skylar today on his lunch break. He's 23 now. Like, I don't understand because I want to know what's going on in their life. You don't want to know if a bully is messing with your kids. You don't want to know of stranger
Right.
danger. You don't want to hear that for your own sake. You don't want to reassure them if anything happens, you can always call me. You don't want them to hear your voice. You don't want to hear their voice. Most moms get up in the middle of the night and go check on their kids. I told y'all when Skylar is here, I go check on him. I don't know. I just do. So I don't understand. You can do all of those things, but I would say at a certain age, the kids don't be freaking wanting to talk. Because baby, I had Skylar on the phone about as long as I could. And that KB, if I text her right now, she gonna text me back in 32 to 77 business hours. Now that Ariane, it depends on what it is. She might get right back to me. But that toddler Harley, if I call her, she on it. She'll wake up out her sleep for me. But them other rugrats, after they hit an age, but that ain't the point. The point is that you supposed to call.
Mm-hmm.
You supposed to talk to the other parent. Hey, is everything okay? You check their backpack. Everything good? Y'all good? You should want her to be safe too. I
Right.
just believe that. And if I could say that as the step parent, then you know that it's real. I don't have a problem. I think that that should happen because that's where your kid is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you enter a family, and I don't like either baby mama, let's just keep it a buck. I don't like either one. Care for them because they're the mothers, totally different things. You should care.
Right.
You should want them to be okay. Point blank, period.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an easy job to do. It's not.
No.
So I just don't understand. Um, it's not it's not a reason to say I haven't seen you in a while. Especially a whole month. Like that man got on the TV and oh well last month when I checked.
I was so mad I had to get off of social media. I was like, he pissed me off so bad. I was like, I just got to get off right now because it's literally, he's pissing me off.
He hit all of those marks of the man who said, I'm a narcissist baby daddy. Of course I blah blah blah. He literally hit all of those marks in that interview. He talked bad about her. He talked bad about her. He talked about not seeing the kids. He big upped himself.
Yep.
He did. That would have been a good video to play. Like, look, this is what it looked like. And you saying this, and you supposed to be mourning your children, not a tear, not a red eye, not nothing. You too busy trying to look
And then
good
didn't
on
even still
TV.
say that he was going to go get his other kids after he knew what happened. He
He
never
sure
said
didn't.
he didn't ever say that either.
Rose, he sure didn't.
I'm telling you, I watch. You know, I'll be really paying attention. That's why I was
Remember, I
so.
started crying.
I was just like, wow.
After I can't even remember y'all what he said about her, but it was something bad, like about her being a bad mom or something. But as soon as I heard him say that, I just bust into tears
And he was
and cut it off.
he was even saying like she could have called my family. They live closer to her. She never reached out to nobody. Like, why does she got to reach out to your family? And those are your children that you haven't talked to in over a month. That's why I was like, he was making me so mad. Like, the more and more he talked, he was making the hole bigger for him. Like, boy, shut up. You should have told them that you didn't have no comments.
Period. Because after hearing him, I was like, oh my God, this girl was really going through it. I can't imagine having
And then
him as a partner.
still they put out a warrant out for her arrest.
I know.
And I just didn't feel like that was fair. Like, she did everything she was supposed to do. Like, y'all are so girl, let me not talk about him no more because it's gonna piss me off.
Right. Look, my heart is beating all fast. I'm getting angry all over again. And it's the end of the show. Y'all, the bottom line is, yes, everybody would love to live this fairy tale and do things exactly how they want it. However, at the top of that, if we all did what we wanted to do, it'd be some fucked up kids running around. That's just point blank, period. It's certain things, laws, reasoning, going back to the Bible, study of brain with psychology, all of those things, plus how we felt when we was kids, that play a role in why people have certain feedback, good suggestions. People will rally around you if you try it. If you not, people is tired of the shit. They just are, because at the end of the day, what matters the most is that child who will one day be 18 and the world not going to give a fuck about what happened to get them to the behaviors that they have. It's not fair. If we can do better, every part of your life is going to be a sacrifice. You think I wanted to go to school? I didn't. You think I want to work? I love what I do, but I don't want to work. You think you want to be the wife who cooks, cleans, and does all these things? No, I just want to be a princess wife. You think, I'm just saying, you don't want these things. You don't want to diet. You don't want to eat right. You don't want to drink water sometimes. And the biggest thing you should actually care about is what you bring forth into this world and how you treat people while you're in this world. All the rest, it'll fall into place. But these people just having kids like this and then saying, well, they look happy. Last sentence from me. So did that baby that was up there in Lancaster. He looked happy too. He sat there with a little bit of teeth in his mouth and still wrote that letter, that Valentine's or Mother's Day card to his mom. And a week later, he wasn't alive anymore. His mother was doing all of those bad things to him in that house. Kids love you unconditionally until they know something different. And it ain't no fixing that. Be mindful of how you treat your kids and how you have them, because they don't choose to be here. Means stop having them if you can't provide for real provide. I ain't saying send them to college for cash, but at least know how to get them there. That's the least we could do. What do you say, Rose?
Look, I'm like, because
She don't work herself up by talking about that fool all over again.
Yeah, I'm like,
ooh, y'all, if y'all would have seen that, I don't think nobody should go back and watch that. That was traumatizing. That was traumatizing for a lot of people.
Mothers and dads need to do better as far as their children. Like, I can't just put it on one side. Like, both parties need to do better when you have children involved. You have to think about what's best for the children, even if you can't stand the baby mama or the baby daddy. You still got to put that aside for the kids. Long as they ain't doing nothing to harm them, like, y'all should be able to work things out for the kids. Y'all don't got to be around each other at all, but at least let the children be in both of you guys' lives. That's
happily. I agree, Rose. And I think that all of you women do an amazing job with with honoring the father's role, because it's not about letting them. You guys do very well with honoring the father's role. So that is it from us tonight. Make sure that you get the journal that is going on sale on Saturday. I will post a picture of it tomorrow. I will not forget. And I hope that you all enjoy it. And the next one is coming up for Mother's Day. It is already ready to go to press. I said ready to go to press. Have a good night, everybody. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, and share. Good night.